Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the show for leaders who want real results, not more noise. Join Emanuel Rose as he helps business builders turn AI from a confusing add-on into a practical advantage with clearer messaging, stronger trust, and smarter systems. If you felt the shift happening in real time, you're not imagining it. In the agentic pivot, Emanuel calls it the move from experimenting with AI to building with it, so it supports your team, your brand, and your growth. Let's get into it.
Welcome to this edition of Marketing in the Age of AI, and I'm Emanuel Rose. Excited to talk with you today about what I'm seeing for executives, for organizations, and then some specific tools in the coding and marketing arena. So the first thing that wanted to cover today was looking at prompt writing and the fact that that still is a critical part of interacting with the LLMs, and it takes a little bit of a mind shift to get into this idea about that we always want to start with the outcome or what we're working to produce. And this is going to be a change in the way that we as executives need to think about things, especially as we continue to develop AI agents and get AI agents on our teams. That we want to constantly be focused on what is the outcome, what is the KPI, what is it that we're producing, and you have to state it very directly and create strong prompts that name the goal, name the audience, the tone, the deliverable. So, for example, that you would want to say, I want to write a 5-bullet executive brief for a U.S. retail CEO on AI risks and opportunities in plain English. So that's the first thing. So you want to start with the outcome, and then you want to give context and constraints. Who is the audience? What to emphasize or avoid? Kind of some general thing around length, number of sentences, or word count, the structure, and then a decision context or a call to action. So that's the step number 2. And then the other part is that we want to, in our thinking around interacting with the LLMs, is that we're in an iterative process, and that once we get something back, and we're going to be the human in the loop and read it and look at it based on what we thought our outcomes were going to be, and then give very clear directions for the LM to update it and upgrade it. And so you can say, make this market size, add 3 board level risks, rewrite this for a non-technical audience, or give me a stronger recommendation. For instance, use a specific formula or story structure. So task, context, constraints, output, format. So those are the three high level. If you're going to only do these things in your prompt writing, then we want to start with the outcome, add the right context and constraints, and then refine through iteration. And there's lots of great resources online, and even interacting with the GPTs to ask your favorite GPT how it is that you should be upgrading and updating your prompt writing to get better results quicker and with less iterations. So that's the first thing. Prompt writing still critical, and we need to be making sure that we're as executives that we're continuing to improve this part of our interaction with LLMs. The second part that I've seen that is really critical is creating custom GPTs and or custom gems, or whatever they call it in Claude. So just so that you have an idea, if you're not familiar with custom GPTs, that you go to this section of chat, and it is from this left-hand toolbar, Explore GPTs. We get into this GPT section, and then you can either create or go to mine, and you can see I have a number of GPTs, some of which are client focused, some of which are tools for my my work, and a couple of them that are really amazing. One that is my favorite is my proposal generating GPT, and inside of that one, I have a sole document, which I make sure is in every single GPT, and that creates guardrails and very clear direction about how the GPT is supposed to interact and with me, and what kind of content it's supposed to create. I also have a document that's around the hero's journey, because that's what I want to always be. This is the narrative structure that I want to use. I also have a document that's an LLM exclusion list of words, so words I never want to see in any output that I create, and then some neuromarketing documents, and then a few of the successful proposals that I've created. And so what this allows me to do is I'm able to take a Zoom recording, and I upload that into this proposal generator. And the other part that I left out was that I have a document that is the proposal structure. And so every proposal is output with an executive summary, and a list of next steps, pricing and packaging for a good, better, best model, and then a call to action. So I take that Zoom video, I put that into the custom GPT, and that then produces a draft of my proposal. So what was typically been maybe a 2 or 3 hour process of writing and developing proposals custom for each opportunity, now it's happening in a matter of minutes. Get a draft, which is about 85-90% clean, and then I update it, send it to Canva, and then have a proposal. So it's taken 2 or 3 hours and condensed it down to 15 minutes or so. And there's places in your work that you would be able to get the same kind of leverage from custom GPTs, and love to hear from you. If you have questions about how I'm doing it or need some direction, love to hear about that. So first thing is we want to have amazing prompt writing. Second thing is we want to build these custom GPTs. Let's see. When we're looking at AI for organizations, I have created somewhat of a sequence of what typically needs to happen inside of these types of deployments, some of which is unique to the AI world, but really this is about how we transform organizations through technology, and what has been a successful process for the last 40 years. The first thing is that CEO or management is a believer and willing and able to invest human resources and money into training and technology. The second thing is looking at governance, policies, and procedures. So we need to bring the shadow AI to the forefront. Make sure that every way that the organization is interacting with the AI is safe and secure, and that we're not releasing intellectual property or private information out into the world. So we create the governance policies and procedures. Then we bring in a change management process so that we start to engage the humans, and that is the critical part. Is that we need to have advocates inside the organization who are helping to spearhead this whole process, and so usually that helps, or that includes having some type of a strike team who is going to be the first movers on this, and then help to spread the good news amongst the rest of the team. At the very least, the change management needs to be around over communicating and letting people know that the technology is changing, that the organization is going to be making that change with the marketplace, and that we're looking to help people do their jobs, not replace them. Then we're looking at these custom GPTs and helping people learn how to build these specific tools for their role, so that they're able to get some value and time savings. Just like I was talking about with the proposal generator, there's ways to do that with reporting and lots of different job functions. And then bring in that strike team, build some strategic planning, and ensure that you're finding use cases that are initially easy to accomplish and can get some ROI, so that it builds confidence within the team. Then we want to look at your SOPs, or standard operating procedures, and start visualizing tasks and identify where you can automate, where you can innovate, where you can add artificial intelligence to help make some of the redundant work less dependent on humans and more dependent on the machines. And then we start an implementation phase. We start with these SOPs and actually start working through the list of activities. It could be a phone calling AI voice that is a confirmation for appointments, or it could be any number of role specific softwares, which we'll talk a little bit about, but that we have some activity around deploying, and that process of deploying and having people understand that there always needs to be humans in the loop, and that we're monitoring this technology as it's being deployed. And then the next phase is the AI agent, which is really exciting, and we're seeing a lot of success with now, where you're creating one-off AI agents to do certain things, like crawl the internet for a certain type of information for market research, or that you're looking for a specific geography for a specific role of somebody who would be a high-level prospect, and then start to send messaging to that person based on some instructions. So the AI agents are very accessible now, and we're seeing lots of really good results in the top of the funnel prospecting area. And then what we see is that the custom software is very accessible now as well. And so we're able to build software through tools like Replit and Base44 to do specific things, or having dev teams that can build out specific tools for use cases within the business that are specific to that business. And then, of course, we're always intent on tracking the KPIs and understanding what the outcomes are that we want to produce, and seeing how close we are to that part of the process. So that's the 10-step process that I believe is, and I've seen to be successful with organizations, absorbing AI technology and taking in a measured approach where they're getting an ROI from small use cases in the beginning, and then building and getting more sophisticated use cases as they continue. So that is the organizational concept that I'm working with. And now what we're going to talk about is some specific tools, and looking at some interesting tools that are available. One is this notebook LM. This is a Google product and is a deep research product. You're able to either input your own sources in and then build material from that, or put in a concept or a prompt, and then it will go and do some research for you. So, for instance, I wanted to do some research for Atlassian, which is a big software company. And so I put in a fundamental prompt, came back with some information about Atlassian from their annual reports, and then some press releases and things like that. And then from this, then you, as you can see in Notebook, you are able to build an audio overview or a video overview or a mind map or different kinds of reporting and infographics. And it's pretty amazing, pretty good content. This particular research was about the mergers and acquisition blueprint, of which they are very transparent about. And so there's lots of really good information, and it produced this really cool infographic inside Notebook. So if you haven't started using Notebook, I think it's a great tool. It's part of the, like I said, part of the Google environment, and very detailed, and produces some really nice material as output. If you have a dev team, this is an amazing tool. It's called Spec Kitty, and it helps to bring your team together, get clarity on what the project is, and then disperse the deliverables to a team, and then allow everybody to vibe code or use the tools that they like to produce code, and then bring it back into GitHub, and then deploy it from there. And so Spec Kitty, really amazing tool, created by Robert Douglas, who is a very, very smart industry professional. Let's see. Another tool that I helped create is the Strategy Navigator, and it is correlated to this part of the step number 5 in the deployment for an organization. And it runs through very specific and fundamental activities around big area audacious goals, strategic foundation, your SWOT analysis, what your strategic goals are, and then helps build out a tactical plan, which you're able to track and stay focused on throughout the year, versus just having one strategic plan that sits in a notebook on somebody's desk. So that's strategynavigator.ai. And then this is step number 6 in the deployment for an organization. This is the SOP Architect, and this product, this software, walks a person through the work that they're doing, and helps break out the process so that you can see each step and understand where the innovation, automation, or AI implementation needs to happen inside those tasks, so that people on your team can get their time back. You can use it by voice. You can use it by Loom video or screen recording video, so that you can outline the steps and then start to find places to automate. And then another marketing specific tool is the Strategic ICP Content Studio, and ICP being your ideal client profile. This software helps you research your ideal client, and then helps you build assets that will be interesting to that ideal client based on what the products or services are that you are selling. Well, that's the high-level overview of what I'm seeing for prompt writing, for custom GPTs, and for how to bring AI into your organization. And then a few of the tools that I'm either helping create or use on a very regular basis to get value and benefit from the LLMs. I hope this has been an interesting episode for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you got some new ideas. I also hope that you take some time today and this week to continue to get more experience with AI and with LLMs, and that you're finding ways to save a few hours a week. And with that time, you continue to upskill, that you spend that time with your friends and family, and that you get outside into nature away from the screens. This is Emanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.